Hi Fabi, you're here at Candidates. How has been your last few months?
Yeah, last few months have been good. A little bit busy as well, of course. Preparation and also playing some events before candidates. In general, life feels very busy. Chess got the tournament schedule, tournament calendar got very crowded, which is a good thing for the most part. Doesn't leave so much free time though. But yeah, things have been quite good.
And do you feel the pressure of this event because everybody is quite, looking at you to be the winner of this tournament? So how do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, certainly I feel pressure, but I think I'm not the only one. Everyone, I think, feels pressure to differing degrees. But sometimes pressure is good. Sometimes it can get too much. But it's also just something you have to live with and deal with. But definitely compared to some of the more usual tournaments, the usual round robin events, which are still very important and everyone wants to win. But yeah, the pressure is a bit lessened because you don't feel like you have to chase the first place. And here, everyone will feel like, I have to chase first place. It's what we're here for after all. You can play great and still not win the tournament and still feel like you missed a chance.
So you have played so many candidates, and would you say this one you're looking at it differently, or it still has to be the race for the first place, as you mentioned?
No, I see it the same. I mean, yeah, it's the first place which counts. I mean, at the start of the tournament, you don't have to think about it so concretely because there's still, so many games to go, right? So it's not like every game is super critical. At least that's how it feels. In the end, yeah, maybe you look back on the first few games as very critical, but it's only near the end that you start to think, like, okay, let's say the last half, that you start to think, I need to catch up, or okay, I'm in a good position, and well, you should never think that you have to slow down, but you might be thinking like I should be maintaining my lead, let's say, but that can also be risky. I had this kind of issue in 2018. I mean, I was leading after 7 rounds, +3, everything was great, but then I started to slow down, make a few draws, play a bit too cautiously, but still I thought, okay, cautious is good, I'm drawing my way to victory and so on. But then I lost the game round 12 against Sergei Karyakin, and suddenly I was no longer leading the event. And then I had to be in the catch-up mode again. So you never know. I mean, you can start very well and still need to catch up. You can start very poorly, still have chances that even last time after 8 rounds, I was doing very poorly, but then I won 3 games in the second half, and suddenly I had a very realistic chance to win the tournament. Um, so yeah, I'm not looking at it so differently. Just see how the tournament progresses from the beginning, and yeah, see how things go.
And how do you think this place is the vibe of the place? Because with all the global tension, here it's very different. So, would you elaborate on that?
Yeah, well, of course, it's a very unfortunate situation in the world. What's going on? I think we're kind of insulated from it. I know that Humpy Canero had her um, concerns, which are of course valid if she feels safety is an issue. I feel like we should be safe here, and I hope that continues. But yeah, I try not to think about the outside factors and just about the tournament because it's 3 weeks. Obviously, will decide quite a lot for whoever wins the tournament. It will decide a lot for their career.
Yeah, that's true. And but you were in double mind for even a single moment, anytime because of the global tension, whether you want to come here or were you thinking, or it was always very clear for you?
Well, I never saw a big reason. I know that there was the drone strike, but it was one incident and it was already a few weeks ago. So, just based on that, I decided I wouldn't change my plans. And also didn't ask FIDE to change their plans. Like maybe some players could have put some pressure on them to change, but I don't think that anyone raised a concern besides Canero. And maybe she spoke to some players. I didn't speak to her about it, so I don't know. Um, but yeah, I didn't see if something else had happened, like let's say things had escalated, then yeah, maybe we would have. I would have thought differently and taken a different decision, or put more pressure on FIDE to change their plans. But I think it would also be so difficult for FIDE to change at this point. I mean, when they chose the location, they could never know that in the region there would be conflict, right? You could never know that that Cyprus could potentially be in the danger zone 6 months ago. And then to change things with 1 month ago or 6 weeks or 3 weeks ago would be very difficult. I think they would have to completely move everything. I know it's a lot of planning and infrastructure that goes into it. So luckily, I think nothing escalated so far, and I hope that continues to be the same.
But you came from the normal route, like USA, the same ticket, or you had to change your plans or something?
No, I came through Athens. I didn't change my travel plans. I was just looking and told FIDE, like, I'll wait to book my ticket because I don't know, flights could get canceled. That's definitely a concern. And even the day I traveled, I saw flights were canceled through London, many flights. But I flew through Athens and there was no cancellations. Easy enough.
And just some rapid fire questions to you, one or two. What would be your description of your style of play in one line for all the people who are new to chess?
One word. Or
In one line, one.
I think fighting, aggressive, sometimes taking too many risks. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Is chess more like a battle, an argument, or a conversation for you?
I would say battle. I mean, I think, okay, conversation can be analysis, but during the game, you're trying to trick your opponent, so it's not so much a conversation, or at least not a very good one.
Okay, makes sense. Do you remember your losses more or your wins?
Well, equally. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I can definitely remember them all very clearly.
Yeah, your memory is anyway so good that you're gonna remember everything.
Yeah, some games they fade away, but the losses and wins, the important ones, they definitely stick in your memory.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.